My goodness, that's I definitely didn't go the right way.
In this episode, I test my navigational skills while hiking an unfamiliar route. I'm going in search of some special lochs, a wonderful Munro, and really just enjoying all the glorious parts our Scottish wilderness has to offer. Buckle up, get the kettle on, and let's go. I don't know, it's strange. I feel like I'm at the edge of the world.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And if you know where I am, then you must be an avid watcher. That's right, I'm in the Cairngorms. Surprise, surprise. The central west section this time. Loch An Eilein to be exact. And I'm in the hunt for a loch. Two lochs, in fact. Both significant to my journey. And I'm not sure which one I'm more looking forward to getting to. I'll tell you more about that in just a second though. I sing its praises all the time, but the Cairngorms is so vast. There are so many different sections to it, and as a result, so many different experiences you can have. From Newtonmore to Bramar, from Blair Athol to Aviemore, everything in between is wilderness. It's a huge area of land, and it's why the most remote place in the UK is in the Cairngorms, the furthest point from any road. And in my opinion, that's why you get this remote feeling of wilderness that it's hard to replicate anywhere else in the UK. Does that mean it's better? That's not what I'm saying. But does it give it something unique? Absolutely. And I'll wax lyrical about it for as long as I can. And ultimately, wherever you go, it is what you make of it. Wow, it's windy. I'm at Loch Eanaich in Glen Eanaich in the Cairngorms. 2.5 metres this way you have the Bray Reich, which is hidden by the ridge of Monadmore. On the other side you've got the ridge of Sgor Gaoith, a fantastic Munro which overlooks the loch. And right at the head of the loch you've got Cairngorm, which is kind of where I want to camp. But I'm not sure if I can get round there. So, what a place. There is two routes up onto the plateau. One up Monadmore, which is kind of crazy, but I can see it. And the other one is an even more inconspicuous route called Ross's Road, which takes you up to the step up there. I've been picturing this place for quite a long time, but I just never had the opportunity to get here. Just too busy a lot of the time, which is good. But yeah, I've been really excited. It's definitely living up to my expectations. And more recently, I found out this bit of Cairngorms lore that sort of piqued my interest even more and sort of made it feel like the right opportunity to sort of come down and see it now. I've decided to stick to the original plan and follow Ross's road. Who is Ross? I've got no idea, but this is his road. It's sort of hidden in amongst this heather, and Ross's road follows the loch all the way around, and it will ascend this hill up to that step up here. Yeah, it looks kind of ominous from here. I don't know if I'll be able to get up there, and then once you get to the step, the ascent from there to the actual ridge of Sgor Gaoith looks a bit menacing. But I really want to get to the end of the loch. I want to get to Cairngorm, so I'm just going to press on. If I get up, success, and if I can't get up, then we go all the way back. And it is what it is. That's the nature of adventure. What a place this is. It might be one of my favourite places that I've camped. There's not a soul here. It's just me. I'm a little bit surprised about that. There's possibly people over at the other side, but it kind of just looks like the edge of the world. It's crazy. There was a reason I wanted to come to Loch Eanaich, and it was a bit of Cairngorm's lore that really caught my imagination. The 5 Cairngorm Lochs, and it felt a bit mystical to me. What are these 5 lochs in the Cairngorms why are they so special? Loch Eanaich is just one of the 5 Cairngorm lochs, and I love the idea that it's possible to visit all 5 of them, like a challenge in a video game, or hunting for old secrets. Hiking for me isn't just about summits. I've said that before. If you go beyond those, there is so many other things to explore and connect with, and you have to if you want to 100% complete this game. But the elephant in the room, I guess, if you can say that, is there are way more than 5 lochs in the Cairngorms. So what makes these 5 so unique? Well, let me tell you. Loch Eanaich is a protected Ramsar site. And a Ramsar site is a wetland of significant international importance. It's set up to help conservation and also to ensure sustainable use of the loch's resources. The fact that Ramsar sites isn't really why I wanted to come here, but it's just to give some context. There are hundreds of sites like this across the UK, but there are only specifically 5 in the Cairngorms, hence the Cairngorm 5, or the 5 Cairngorm Lochs. Loch An, which I was at last year, Loch Eanaich, which I was at a few months ago, and Loch Eanaich, which I'm at now, are 3 of the 5. 3 of them are classed as Corrie Lochs, which have an altitude of between 900 and 1,000 metres above sea level. Loch An and Loch Eanaich are special because they sit at the upper reaches of a glacial trough, and Loch Eanaich's glacial trough is 496 metres above sea level, which is where I am right now. What a headache it was trying to remember all of this stuff to say on the camera. Very difficult. This is all stuff I'm just learning as I go, but it's really, really interesting. And as I say, it's not what I came here for, but I love learning about these places as well as the imagination and the adventure that comes with it. So there we go. It's time for dinner. I've got some gourmet hot dogs, courtesy of Aoife's mum and dad. It was a birthday gift when it was my birthday recently. So thank you guys. I will be devouring them with my brioche hot dog buns, my peppers, my Snowdonia Co. Vintage Red Leicester. I've also got this onion and top it all off, the American style mustard, because no hot dog is complete without that. We got our cheesy bun, hot dog inside. We've got our onions. Look at that. That is a thing of absolute beauty. I need to take a picture of this for
Bon appétit. J'étais un jeune garçon quand j'ai découvert mon amour pour les hot dogs. Don't forget the pepper. Assis devant la télévision à regarder Sonic les Harrison, on mangeait une version un peu gourmet, les chili dogs.
Last but not
J'étais
least.
fasciné par eux, je les désirais, et maintenant, en tant qu'adulte, je peux en profiter quand je veux. Good morning, it is 6:05. I did get up earlier for sunrise. I was expecting it to be a bit misty, and sure enough it was. It's kind of cool. And I just went back to bed. And I think I'm going to stay in bed for another half hour because I'm still quite tired, so I'll catch up in a sec. Now bugger off.
AM and it's looking like a nice morning. The clouds are still a bit low up top, so Sgor Gaoith is covered, let's say. But yeah, I really feel like, I don't know, it's strange. I feel like I'm at the edge of the world. I've got Cairngorm behind me and I'm just trapped by these walls, huge walls. And then in the distance, the walls just end. And then, I mean, I can see the end of the loch, but it sort of looks like if you just went over the lip of it, you would just straight off the edge. It's crazy. Smells a bit like Play-Doh. We've got a red velvet pancake bacon sandwich. Cheers. Oh, hot. I have an idea. A redemption arc of sorts. Maybe. 4 glorious rock skimming stones. Let's see if I can beat 3. Holy crap. That's the best one. I don't even need to do the other 3. Ooh. I'm going to cue the other video and you tell me if I've redeemed myself. Let me know how well I did and if you could do better. You just witnessed the finest, truest and official form of Highland dancing. You guys are lucky. All right, I'm leaving the loch behind and we're heading up Ross's Road to, well, Sgor Gaoith, and it's up behind this sort of rock structure here, but I'm going to basically just gradually ascend to, there's a stream up there, basically to the point of that stream, so it's kind of steep. There's not much of a path, so I'm expecting the ground to be heathery, slippy a little bit, uneven. We'll see how I get on. Whew. Okay, this step between the loch and the ridge up there is called a focket. A focket. Something like that anyway. I'll put the Gaelic bit here. But this is where the route kind of disappears. Ross's Road on the GPS comes up to about this point, and then it's just, you're on your own from here. So I went online, I tried to find a route, and there was somebody who'd come up this way, and they'd suggested there was two paths. One of them, which looks like it follows that dirt track up there, seems kind of steep. And something on this side, I think I can maybe see it, which looks even more mental. Now, I'm going to give it another quick check just to get my bearings, because it's not the kind of thing you want to get wrong. But my gut is saying left hand side, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Fuck it and find out. I went the wrong way, quickly realised it when I was going up that gully, and I just thought, you know, there's no way I'm getting up here. It's a little bit wet as well, so terrible idea and not very safe. So I've come round the side of that, and I've chosen this grassy embankment. There's the top. Whew. Oh, this is stupid maybe. I'm not even at the top yet, but I am nearly. I'm out of the worst part, and honestly I got to this part and I just thought I'd made a total mess of it. Oh Jesus, oh my goodness, that's I definitely didn't go the right way, if there is such a thing, but I made it, so whew. In the distance there, we have the summit of Sgor Gaoith, 1,118 metres above sea level, and it's known as the Windy Peak, although today there is no wind at all. I've just come from over there, it's quite busy, hence why I'm not sitting up there just now, so I'll overlay some nice pictures of the summit. It's just an incredible mountain, and the view right down into Loch Eanaich below is the reason that you come here. It's a fantastic place. If you can get down to Loch Eanaich, I would recommend it even better. It's a phenomenal place to camp. I was still feeling a bit anxious from my ascent of the way up. I think on reflection, it was not too bad. It wasn't ideal. I made a couple of mistakes, obviously. One of them was trying that gully first of all, which was just a definite no, and I knew that straight away. And then the other mistake I made when I was about 80% up the side and I reached this kind of bald patch where there wasn't really much grass, there wasn't really anything to hold on to, it was obviously really steep, and I just thought, oh no, I can't continue this way. And in that moment, I knew I would have to go back down, and when I was looking all the way down, my heart rate went up and I just kind of got really nervous, and I thought, oh no, what have I done? It was a bit dramatic. It was the sort of the heat of the moment. I sat there for a few minutes. I composed myself. I thought, you know what, it's not that bad. I've managed to kind of walk up here mostly without even using my hands. So I slid down, hence why I'm a bit muddy, onto this embankment, and then I made my way up round the side. And from there on, it was fine. But just in that split moment, I really thought I'd bitten off more than I could chew. So I've abandoned my plans. And I'll tell you about that in a second. I remember years ago we did Ben Cruachan out on the way to Oban, and on the way back down saw this farmer type shepherd man, and I was sticking to this path really carefully. It was really boggy and horrible, and this farmer guy was just yelling, absolutely screaming at the top of his lungs as he was bounding up the side of this hill, not even caring about the path, followed by his sheepdog. And this is exactly what he was doing. He was herding up sheep from the side of this mountain. And I always just thought from that day, and I always remember, you don't have to stick to the path. Obviously the path is there for a reason. It's the safest way, and I don't recommend not ever taking the path. But the more experienced I've become, and the more I've been out in the hills, the more places and things have opened up that are just a little bit off the beaten track. And part of the reason that this excited me so much was once I got up Sgor Gaoith, you can traverse the whole plateau all the way across Cairngorm Oyer and then up to the Bray Riach. And that's where the second loch was. I don't know if you can see it in the distance. I can see it, but that's because I know what it is. But it is there. And that's one of the 5 Cairngorm Lochs. Loch An Eilein. It's 997 metres above sea level, which is the highest of the 5 lochs. Even higher than Loch Eanaich. I've mentioned 5 lochs, but I've only really spoken about 4. And the 5th loch is called Loch An Eilein. And now I don't know where that is. There's 2 on the map, and I'm not sure which one is which. There's a Loch An Eilein just below the summit of Ben McDooey, and there's another Loch An Eilein just on the other side of whatever that Munro is called, the one in between the Bray Riach and Cairngorm, and it's just up from that sort of refuge, the shelter near the Larry Grew, if you know where that is. So I've got 2 left to reach, and they're going to have to wait for another time. As I say, I was feeling a bit spooked after that ascent. It really took all the energy out of me, so I'm going to head back down a different way than I planned. I looked at the map when I was on the summit to see how to get off the Corbett, and it directed me down here through this overgrown glen. But it's really nice. It's really nice. I wasn't expecting it. There's a nice little waterfall, a stream running by me, and the path is, as I say, pretty much non-existent, but there's just enough to guide me to the bottom. It's amazing, all the trails and things that exist in these places, and this is a really, really interesting one. So it's a silver lining in a way. There are hundreds of these little white moths or butterflies just flying around everywhere. It's given it a mystical kind of feel, very Studio Ghibli, you could say. And now that I'm a bit further down, the trail has just become so cool, so nice. I said I'd bring you to a second loch, so here we are, Loch An Eilein. Well, I'm fresh out the loch. I feel great after that. Clean. I put on some deodorant, fresh underwear, fresh socks. I am as clean as a whistle. I did get the 2 lochs in the end, not the 2 that I was expecting, and it turns out I was way more excited for this one after the way the morning went. So the mystery of the 4th and 5th Cairngorm Lochs, well, they will live on for another time. Perhaps I need to level up before I can access that mystery. Even still, I feel like I unlocked some ancient knowledge visiting Loch Eanaich. I hope you enjoyed learning about the Ramsar sites with me. It's my favourite part about coming out on these trips, learning about the landscape, connecting to it, and then getting to share it with you guys. And to some, maybe they're all just lochs, like Loch An Eilein, like every other one in the Cairngorms. But to me, I just love the lore and I love the imagination of it. Even beyond all that silliness, they're just really fun adventures in their own right. So thanks a bunch if you stayed the whole hog and watched the entire thing. You guys are legends. Please do me a huge favour, like the video, subscribe, leave a comment if you haven't done already. I just love reading them. So I'll leave you guys here. Cheers, cheerio, and I'll see you in the next one.